Hello, everybody. Welcome back to As We Speak. Now, in honor of World Turtle Day, I am so excited to have here with me expert marine biologist Emily Armstrong, marine and environment manager at the Jumeirah Saadiyat Island Resort. Welcome to As We Speak, Emily. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
And I just realized today is World Endangered Species Day as well, so it's a perfect day to talk about this anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Emily, sea turtles are a critically endangered species. What is your conservation project about when it comes to helping these little creatures out?
Yeah, so Saadiyat Island is a marine protected area. So the government of Abu Dhabi has designated it as an area of environmental importance. And we do get a lot of endangered species here. So we have dolphin, dugong, and what we're here to talk about today, turtles. So we have green turtles and hawksbill turtles spend time in our waters here. So the green turtles feed on seagrass beds off the coast, and hawksbill turtles, which are critically endangered, nest on our Saadiyat beach. So my work is really varied. It depends a lot on the season, but in general, in the summer months, we focus on the nesting. So this is hawksbill turtles laying their nests on Saadiyat Beach. So, identifying a nest, protecting any nests that do come, and making sure that the baby turtles make safely to the sea at the end of the nesting period. And in the winter months, it involves more like reactive work. So over the winter, you get a lot of sick animals washing up. Obviously, in the UAE, we have like quite strong temperature fluctuations between the summer and the winter, and the marine life struggles to handle this. So it's responding to calls about this as well in the area.
Lovely. And how is it going? How are the country's efforts to really conserve these species?
Yeah, so the UAE is making a lot of effort to protect these species. So a couple of years ago, the Ministry of Climate Change put out a national plan of action for turtles, and this outlined actions for offshore in terms of fishing activities and things, and also onshore protecting nests. So I believe that is coming to an end. The initial plan is coming to an end this year, and then they'll look into has it worked, have they seen changes in population dynamics, and what are they going to do moving forward. Elsewhere for the environment, Abu Dhabi recently placed a ban on single-use plastics. So the plan is to be single-use plastic free, I believe by 2023. I might be wrong, it could be even sooner than that. And they're placing a lot of effort on protecting local areas. So like I said, we have a marine protected area within Saadiyat, developing nearby mangroves for kind of eco conservation efforts as well. So they're doing a good job.
So how has the pandemic affected the ocean?
So obviously, the nesting period is from March until June, and obviously the pandemic hit and the lockdown hit, the national sterilization program hit last year exactly in time with nesting. So turtles, obviously there was a lot in the news about, with the turtles, would there be, a bigger response from nature because people weren't being out as much. In reality, turtles tend to know in advance if they're having a nesting season. So it wasn't really the case that, suddenly they saw the beaches were empty and then they were like, we're going to come and nest.
Right.
However, obviously the beaches were empty. So it meant that there was a calmer environment. We saw nests last year that we haven't seen in locations that we haven't seen in previous years, just because the beaches were empty, the hotels didn't have any, the sunbeds weren't on the beach, there wasn't any activity on the beach. So it meant the turtles kind of had free roam of the area. In terms of negative impacts, we've had, obviously there's been a massive increase in the amount of masks we're seeing, as did we. So this is a really big issue.
So what if a turtle gets stranded? What can one do? And is this something that happens normally here in the UAE?
Yeah, so we usually get, like I said, it normally happens in the winter. So if you imagine these young turtles are hatching, at the height of summer in June or July, and the water's really, really warm. And then within just a few months, the water temperature can drop by kind of 15, 20 degrees.
Yes.
So for a young animal, this is a lot. They can't control their metabolism very well. It's not really that strong. So the cold weather just kind of stuns them, and they end up just kind of being brought around wherever the waves take them, and that often brings them obviously to the coast. So if you find a turtle, and likely if you find a young turtle as well, it will have barnacles on it, and algae. It probably won't look very well. Right. Luckily, it's mostly cosmetic, so normally they look more sick than they really are. The important thing is to get it to the correct care facility. So in Abu Dhabi, that's the National Aquarium. In Dubai, and the other Emirates, or the Northern Emirates, it's the Dubai Turtle Rehabilitation Center, right, in the Burj Al Arab. And they will give the turtle the correct care. So what you can do, if you're out on a boat or if you're out on the beach and you find something, just keep the turtle kind of moist. So we say like a moist towel, preferably not in the AC, because they've washed up because they're old. So you want to kind of keep them at a reasonable temperature. Right. And don't feed them anything. You might think that they're helping, but we don't really fully understand. Maybe they have complications as well within their stomach, so we don't want to compound that and make it worse.
Right. Okay. Are there conservation efforts like this that communities and families can contribute to, can join initiatives, in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, generally, as opposed to, do they have to come to the hotel to do stuff like this, or are projects like these alive and kicking?
Yeah, so I run the Beach Patrol, which is basically a program to monitor turtle nesting activity on Saadiyat. You don't have to be a hotel guest here. It starts very early in the morning, so around 5:30 a.m. So some people choose to stay overnight to save themselves the drive in the morning. But it's just going out very early. The beach access is restricted at night because of the protected area requirements. So we go out very early the next morning, and on the sand we can see any evidence of activity. So, like turtle tracks in the sand, we can see, did she lay a nest? Did she just explore the area? And then obviously if we find a nest, we protect it and monitor it until it's due to hatch.
Lovely, lovely. Now, we know that, we've got this raging pandemic that's finally sort of coming in control, at least here in Dubai, but we're going to be wearing masks for a long time still. What can we do just to help the ocean, to help our environment, given the situation we're in?
Yeah, so like I said, we've seen a massive increase in just the amount of disposable masks that are washing up. So if you can, a reusable mask, if you kind of don't have obviously there's different levels of protection that different masks offer. If you, are vaccinated and if you feel comfortable, I would absolutely recommend a mask, a reusable mask. Because if you imagine you're changing your mask 2 or 3 times a day, every single day, it's just a huge amount of waste, and multiply that by, 10 million people here. It's just crazy. Yeah. So a fabric mask is definitely a big one. And then, nothing new or crazy, just monitoring your consumption in general of plastics. So, take a reusable bottle with you, take your tote bag when you go shopping, so you don't need to take plastic bags. Monitor packaging. There's a lot of supermarkets now offering, they'll put things in your own container. So there are initiatives like, supermarkets, shops are taking the right initiatives. We just kind of help them along. And, some of this action is consumer led. So if we're doing taking those kind of actions, then the shops will respond, and they'll make it easier to bring your own container and weigh your own things.
Yes. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Emily, for being here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. A happy World Turtle Day to you. If you want to know more about the work that Emily does, you can check out her Instagram account at EmilyFAS. Thank you again. I hope you share, comment, like, and subscribe. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you, Emily. Bye.